Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is Ms. Marvel. Meet Kamala Khan, a teenage girl from Jersey City who is a huge super fan of everything superhero. Tonight is the first ever Avenger Con, where she's gonna cosplay as her favorite Captain Marvel, and it should be the best night of her life. But to go, she needs permission from her parents, and they're not really getting it. She's at that age where they still treat her like a kid, but she's a teenager now, and it's awkward. So for the first time in her life, she disobeys her parents and sneaks out of the house with her best friend Bruno, goes to Avenger Con. It's an awesome event. It's the first time we really get to see in-universe how popular these heroes are. Now, just earlier, Kamala found this cool bangle that belonged to her grandmother, and she's like, oh, this will spice up my costume and personalize it. But what's this? Oh, it starts glowing, and once she gets up there, wham! Light powers! Yeah, that's super cool, but she accidentally caused some damage, and oh, the hammer, she's gotta save this influencer, wham! And so her dreams come true. Kamala is a superhero. But obviously right now, a grounded superhero. Her best friend Bruno is obviously a science genius and helps her figure out her powers. Turns out they're not coming from the bangle. The bangle just unlocked the powers she had within her. In the comics, of course, she has body stretching powers like Mr. Fantastic, but apparently that's hard to CGI. So instead, this version of the character creates solid light, which lets her run around on platforms. There's a big shakeup in her normal life too when she meets the hot new guy in school, Kamran. With their shared Pakistani heritage, they hit it off, much to the dismay of Bruno, who seems to have a crush on Kamala. Her other best friend, Nakia, is a real go-getter, still in high school but running for the mosque board. And by the way, this whole show is a really great and fun representation of Pakistani and Muslim culture that is just not shown that much on American TV. Now, when a kid gets himself into trouble, it's time for Kamala's first superhero moment. She suits up and light steps on up there. But being a superhero is pretty difficult. It's a moderate success. But by now, this new hero, Nightlight, has caught the attention of the Department of Damage Control. They find her and try to bring her in, but she's rescued by Kamran. He introduces her to his family that know all about her powers because they were friends of her great-grandmother and are ageless interdimensional beings called Jinn. Don't worry though, Kamran is actually 17. It's not a Twilight situation. Now the bangle is some ancient artifact that unlocked her ability to channel the mystical energy Noor, and they need Kamala's help. That's the only way they can open the gate back to their own world. But science guy Bruno crunches the numbers, and opening an interdimensional gate seems like it'll be very dangerous. So Kamala stalls for a bit because it's time for her brother's wedding, which is just an awesome event. But turns out her auntie's a little bit evil. It's like, I'm tired of waiting. So Kamran goes to warn Kamala as the Jinn are wedding crashing. It's a big ol' super fight. Kamala, wham! Yeah, big fist of light. But when Evil Auntie grabs the bracelet, they're interrupted by a vision of a train. And then they're interrupted by the Department of Damage Control, who arrest all the Jinn, but Kamala gets away. But now she gets a call from her nanny in Pakistan, who's like, hey, I saw that train too. So Kamala and her mother fly to Karachi, where her grandma tells the story of how when she was a kid during partition, she was lost from her family, but the bangle lit the stars and helped her find her dad. So Kamala investigates the train station where, oh, what's this? A ninja drops in. He's another hot teenage boy named Kareem, who's a member of the Red Daggers, a secret society that protects Earth from super threats. And they confirm Bruno's calculations. Opening the portal to send the Jinn home would destroy our world. But the Jinn don't care. They easily break out of prison, and Bad Mama leaves Kamran here like, hey, you betrayed us, so I disown you. So now they bust in, and it's an awesome car chase through the streets. A wow ramp, blah! But when she stabs the bangle, oh, it's train time again, but this time not a vision. Kamala's transported back in time. We get to see the story of how her Jinn great-grandmother fell in love with a human set on the backdrop of India-Pakistan partition, which, by the way, was a massive and terrible event that tore families apart, and Americans mostly just don't know that much about it. So they had a daughter, Kamala's grandma, but her bad sister caught up to her, and they had to flee. And so on the night of the train, Kamala's there to help her grandma reunite with her dad. It was her in a time loop situation. Now she's blasted back to the present where the portal has opened. Bad Auntie's like, I'm finally going home, but Kamala's like, yo, please don't destroy the world. And so she's convinced, but the only way to close the portal is for her to sacrifice herself. Now Kamala reunites with her mom and grandma, who find out she's a superhero, and 3 generations of moms and daughters work out all their issues. But when his mother died, Kamran now gets her Noor powers, and the Department of Damage Control tracks him down. He hits this thing, and they accidentally blow up the convenience store. So Kamala Khan leaps into action, now wearing the awesome new super suit her mom made for her. The Red Daggers can get Kamran out of town if they can buy some time, so they go to hide out in the high school, but oh, the DODC found them. So the whole group of teenagers come together to make their final stand. Now Damage Control boss guy is like, yo, absolutely do not assault teenagers in a high school, but mean DODC ladies like, screw that, we're going in. They distract these guys with a bunch of Home Alone shenanigans, but their real secret weapon is the influencer live streaming it, which now makes this a real public event. So Kamala's out there protecting Kamran, but when they pull out the big guns, things look bleak. And so Kamala comments her classic comic catchphrase, "M begin." And she uses her light powers as if they were stretchy powers. Whoa, Hulk smash! Yeah, that's her. But now Kamran starts to lose control of his powers. Kamala's got to go in there and shield him. She gives him the pep talk that in the end his mom loved him after all. Then she breaks a big hole in the ground for him to escape through, which seems weird, but remember Nick Fury did it in Captain America Winter Soldier, so I'll allow it. So now Jersey City bands together to protect their hero, and mean DODC lady is obviously very fired. So the day is saved and Nightlight is trending, but Kamala really doesn't like that name. It's her papa who gives her a better one when he reminds her Kamala means Marvel, the name of her favorite superhero. She's not a captain though, so Miss Marvel is born, ready to fight for what's right in New Jersey. But we're not done yet, because at the end, Bruno's relooked at what gave her powers, and he found something strange in her genetic code. It's like a mutation! Oh yeah, they dropped the M-word! X-Men coming to the MCU! Then there's one more thing in the after-credit scene, the Bangles acting up, and wow, in the closet! But it's not her who comes out of the closet, it is Carol Danvers, the Captain Marvel! It doesn't seem like she transformed into her, it seems like they swapped places, and that's where we'll pick up in the movie The Marvels. If you like this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.